to give away my location with document, but I know I said the thing before. And I only got like what 88 people on this almost 90 subscribers on this joint. So whoever watches this. I live in DC, a little bit outside of DC, but let's just say DC. I just live in DC. All right. So obviously, I'm doing my laundry before I go to work because I work in the afternoons. I'm doing my laundry before I go to work, and I see on the news like Trump wants to like put National Guards into DC. I said, oh, that is very interesting. I did now because I was in a laundromat. I couldn't hear the news, so and there was no subtitles, so I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I didn't really grasp it until like later on to the day that it was about. He was talking about the crimes that was going on in DC, Baltimore, and Oakland, which is weird to me because Baltimore, if anybody knows that been in Baltimore, the crimes has been the lowest this has been in 50 years. Now, granted, I lived in Baltimore for like a year. Weird experience. I'll tell you this. I used to live 45 minutes from Baltimore. And, don't really stay in Baltimore. But I'm an Orioles fan, so the only time I've ever been to Baltimore when I was in the Orioles, where I go to Orioles games. But actually going there and living there is different. First of all, like, if you ever seen The Wire is real. Like, The Wire was shot in Baltimore, so all the stuff, it still looks like The Wire, even 25 years later. And I think that's how long The Wire has been on. I know it's been on, but whatever you saw in the early 2000s when you saw the Baltimore, when you see The Wire, it still looks like that to this day when you go into The Wire, like going into Baltimore. Like, it has not changed. I'll tell you what. I know they fixed some of the brownstones and some of the buildings, but some joints I would live, there was just like a couple of working brownstones and a couple of them was boarded up. Niggas was still out in the street selling dope. Even though cops went by, there's cameras on the joint, they don't give a fuck. They still selling dope. The kids was outside. Honestly, it's like you're stuck there. It feels like they're stuck in a time. On some real, the crack kids are different too. All right, the crack kids are very different. DC, it's been gentrified. I tell people all the time, it's just like, I don't think DC is as bad as it is gentrified, but it is gentrified, and like it's real. Like, the fact it has been gentrified, they've been putting apartments and condos in spots, and then like now they're like 2,000 because government officials they come to DC, they live in DC, and there's a lot of jobs in DC, and then they're out in DC and Northern Virginia. Anybody that knows people knows that the Pentagon's like in Northern Virginia, so and FedEx Field where the Redskins play is in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I think that's what Landover. I'm sorry, Landover. I lived it. Anyway, it's in Landover. But that's all like within, let's say, 30 minutes of each other. Not that far. DC is a very small place. So, but DC is most of the stuff is like some of the biggest notorious hoods has been torn down. Especially Berry Farms. Berry Farms is no more. Like, it's not there no more. Don't get me wrong, there's still people there. There's still like there's some spots that you honestly don't need to be going in there unless you're from there. But other than that, there's some spots you don't need to go in. But even then, like, you don't really hear much about DC and their crime rate. And like I said, Baltimore has been low since I can't speak on Oakland because obviously I'm not from the West Coast. So I don't even know why the fuck he was fucking with Oakland. But there was also one thing, a lot of these people is gone against Trump. Now, also, I didn't notice the National Guard out there or like the more cops out there going, let's see, how can I say, until I was going home from work, and like you just see a bunch of cop cars out there that I've never seen them in spots that I've never seen them before. I said, oh shit, y'all really out here. The National Guard is really out here. And this whole thing about over policing. Now, I didn't say this as a joke, but it's one of those jokes where it's just like, it can really happen. I said, and this is during the time when Trump's first presidency was happening, and I said, they're not going to build a wall in Mexico. They're going to build a wall around Chicago, because around that time in Chicago, the death rates was like rising every weekend. Like every weekend you hear about like 40 people being shot and 25 of them dead or something like that. And I said, if this keeps up, they're not gonna build a wall around motherfucking Mexico, which that was the plan that he was trying to, and he never fucking did it. But he was trying to build a wall. They're gonna build a wall in Chicago and keep them niggas in. They're gonna kill each other out, and then they're gonna after y'all done killed each other out, they're gonna fucking move in, gentrify Chicago, and then fucking. Cause I think if not already, they was trying to get rid of Old Block. Because I don't know, that was the talk. I don't know if they got rid of it now. Not from Chicago, but I see that here. Like I said, most of DC is gentrified. I went to one place where it's just like that was like the essence of Chocolate City. Now it's more or less it's gentrified and LGBTQ'd. I don't say that's a bad thing, but it's just like, but I noticed like most of the people that are the LGBT, I think it's mostly an LGBT community around one of the spots where I went to go take pictures from, because it was nothing but a bunch of gay dudes and lesbians in there. Not saying it's wrong, that's just what I saw. Again, I think that's their community now. But also, it's just like, what are you trying to police? Or what is it you're trying to do? Because people are not locking the way Trump's regime is. Even this second Trump regime that I call it a regime, presidency. I think that's the word I should be using. Not a lot of people are liking what Trump is doing, including the people that voted for him, especially the Latinos that voted for Trump. Now they're just getting rid of him, and ICE is just getting rid of all of them. Like you fucking said, they're not liking the terrorists, and I don't, everything that Kamala warned them about this motherfucker is happening. That and white people have been a little bit more bold and shit, but that I don't know if that has to do with DC. I think that's just dealing with white people just being more bold, because they was just as bold in his first presidency, right? But what could I say? I think the what they're trying to do, and don't have no stats to back on this. This is just you could call this conspiracy theory. I have no facts, and I probably should say the word allegedly, but I think they're trying to kill niggas. That's what I think this whole thing is just like, because the moral enforcement and black people really don't rock with the police. Obviously, black people don't rock with the police, and sometimes, and I've been in some of the situations, cops like to antagonize the civilians to force them to do something so they can put their hands on them. Like I've seen them do it all the time. You ever notice, like, if you ever watch how when black people are confronted by the cops and white people confronted by the cops, white people, they curse the fuck out of the cops. Cops don't do that. They don't move. They look at them like, all right, sir. Black person, you can't even raise their voices. Oh, he's being belligerent. He's being resistant. And we tell people this all the time. And people are, sometimes ignorant, especially some of the black folks on there. Which, by the way, I'm going to talk about the Amanda Seales thing, but that's probably going to be a podcast topic, because my man Father, he wanted to do a live reaction, but I know Jubilee like to be copyrighting people's videos, and I said I would love to do it, but I know they like copyrighting people's videos, so I don't know if I can do it. But at least I wanted to look at it so we can at least have a review on it. So I don't know if he's seen it. I just finished seeing it, and I'll give my thoughts on that on another video before we go to the podcast. But anyway, over policing, yeah, I know they're trying to over police, but over policing doesn't work either, because like I said, cops don't really rock with black people and cops are like fucking oil and vinegar. We just don't mix, and because of the non-mixing things, like, I think shit is going to happen where it's just like you're going to see a lot of cops just fucking with people, and people just getting mad and angry, especially when they don't do nothing, and then okay, you're being belligerent, because you see it all the time. It's just like black people, we ask them the question, what are you arresting me for? Okay, you're being belligerent. It's like, no, I need to speak to your manager and all that other shit. Like, the shit they told us to do is just white people don't give a fuck. The cops don't give a fuck. They're just trying to get their quotas or some shit like that, which is the dumbest shit ever. It's just like, niggas just want to get their quotas, and I has always been against that. Also, where was I going with this? I think the over policing doesn't work because you're not fixing the problem. Because even if you think the problem is that there's so much crime in the inner cities, that's not fixing the problems. Sergeant Willie Peak been saying this for years, and I've been saying this for years. There's no jobs. I just found a video that basically he was just like how rap, how rap, explains the situation of most of these hoods where he used freeways from what we do. The teeth stopped slumming, the stomach started rumbling, and my heat stopped working. Then my heat start working. I'm gonna rob me in person, catch a nigga sleeping while he out, and it's like do what I gotta do to like. You wonder why niggas was dealing drugs because that was getting them money. You wonder why people was doing the illegal shit because that was getting them money because it's either do this or starve. You wonder why women goes into prostitution or sex work because there's nothing looking out for them. They either do this or starve or go homeless. Like there's people that they don't want to do it, but it's just that the same. I feel like the same thing with doing drugs is the same thing with sex work. A lot of y'all don't want to do it. It's obviously in your face. You don't want to do it, but you gotta do it to pay the bills. And to take care of yourself, to make sure you eat and all that stuff. And then some jobs just don't hire. And a lot of people talk about getting a real job. And it's just like, and this is coming from a person that, when the reason why I joined the military is because I couldn't get a job. And I've said this story many times. Before I joined the Navy and I graduated high school, I walked to every block that had a job. Asked them they was hiring. Walked to every joint. They was hiring. You have an application? Do you have an application? No. I was turned down. Either they was not hiring, they didn't have applications, or I had to go to the website to go do it. And then I filled out the applications on the website. Never got nothing back. No, and so I either got turned down, we're not looking, or go to the website. Website really didn't have much to offer. And so I joined the military. Because I was like, look, I don't want to stand here and do nothing and be broke. And then, because, like I said, and trust me when I say this, because I had a father in my life, I didn't want to disappoint him either. Because my father was working, at this time, my parents were divorcing, and, they lived in separate spots, and my father was taking care of me and my sisters. And my only job was to put my little brother on the bus because my father had to work in the morning. My little brother's mildly autistic, and I had to make sure he gets on the bus. So I would wake up, and this is when I didn't have a job, and this is before I joined the military. So I would wake up, make sure my brother gets put on the bus, and me and my mother, they lived in the same apartment complex, but it was just like she was like a block up. So I would, and this is when me and my mom wasn't seeing eye to eye either, because I felt like she didn't want, we never talked about this, but I felt like she really didn't want us. She wanted her freedom. She wanted to do her thing. She didn't want to deal with us. So, and I felt that during that time. She didn't apologize then, so this is like water under the bridge, but at the time, I felt like my mom didn't want us there. And I felt that one day when I was over there, she was just like, I really don't, she just had this attitude like she didn't want us there. So I never went back. So, but, my little brothers did, my sisters did, all that stuff. And there was one time where, I didn't have heat. We didn't have heat. The light bill was off. And so my sisters and my little brother was staying over there in the morning. So, and even then, I was like, I felt like she didn't want us there. I would go back into the house where it was dark and there was no fucking electricity. No, we had electricity. We just... No. I'm sorry. The light bill was out. But anyway, light bill was out, and I just stayed there. And it was only out for like a week. But I still stayed in there. I still stayed in the house. And I told my sisters, knock on my window, because we was on the bottom floor. Knock on my window, drop him off. I'll make sure he gets on the bus. So, they knock on the window, drop him off, make sure he gets on the bus, and then go to my mom's house, watch TV until he comes back. No. Excuse me. I would go and drop him off. I would stay in that house, and then when he comes home from school, because he's the first person to come home from school, I would pick him up, go to my mom's house, drop him, watch TV and something, because he couldn't be in the house by himself. Watch TV and all that other stuff, and then once my sister's getting there, I leave. Like I made it a statement to like, I'm not staying here where I'm not wanted. And like even she was like, you don't have to go. I was like, I'm good. I walked off. And like I said, me and my mother wasn't seeing eye to eye. And so it was just like, that was the whole thing. So I don't know. Like I over policing, because I know I just went on a tangent. It was but over like I think the point was, if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't have a father, I'd probably be doing dope. But that's why I joined the Navy anyway. But because there was no jobs. I think you need to fix the economy. I know I just went on a tangent, but the whole point was to fix the jobs. It was, you need more jobs, you need more opportunities for young black kids to work and to get money out here legally. If you're not doing that, then people are going to go to robbing or doing illegal shit. Because I tell you what, if I didn't have a father in my life, I'd probably be going there in the streets. I know street niggas. You don't think I'd be out there in the street niggas with the street niggas? This is people like I'd have been out there in the wrong crowd if I didn't have a father in my life. I'll be totally fucking honest with you. My brother, he was on his own. My older brother, he was on his own doing his thing. My older sister was she and her baby father was, they had their own little spot and they was doing their thing. And so it was just like me and my younger sisters and my younger brother. So I was like, I had my own. No, I shared with my little brother. But yeah, I shared with my little brother. But even then, like, it was our own room or some shit like that. But even then, like, if I didn't join the military, I don't know what I would be doing, because there was nobody hiring. And I see that today, where still is nobody hiring. I don't know when the unemployment was at, but it was just like when I was in, and this was like this was the last 10 years of Bush. That's how old it was. But unemployment was really high around that same area. So if people are not, I think what Trump doing about the over policing thing is not good, because you're just going to cause problems in the communities, and also cops really just, like, if they're looking for quarters, then you're going to be looking for shit that you're just going to be putting people on, and then people's just like, bro, I'm not doing anything, leave me alone. And yet, if they really want to do something, and I hate saying this, because, if you go in the metro, kids hop the fucking turnstiles all the time. I don't do that. I'm too old for that. I pay. It's just like, I pay. But kids, they hop the turnstiles. I said, if you really want to do something right there, some kids hop the turnstiles and make them pay for shit. But, I stopped caring about that. I see it's funny because the Metro, they have people in the booth in Metros, and I don't even think they're not even allowed to like touch them or chase them or some shit like that. So it's just like, I don't want to say what's the point of them, but I know they sitting there like, it's a goddamn shit. I know they sit there and look at these kids jump the fucking turnstiles. It's like goddamn shame. I can't pay them $5 or some shit like that. But it's just like most of these kids are broke. I don't even think these kids, they ride on the metro. I don't even think they even pay bus fare. Because there's times I jumped on a bus and like I paid the bus fare, but I see a bunch of young niggas just going past, and I'm like, am I even supposed to pay for the bus fare? But I do it anyway because I have a job now. But even then, it's just like, I'm looking at this, it's just like, damn, y'all really don't care. But even then, it's just one of those things where I don't think, look, the policing is not going to work. It's like, I feel like something bad is going to happen to where we're going to start, because they already started kicking people off some checkpoints. They already start some checkpoint shit, which is stupid. It's just like, especially if I'm not doing anything. And you know, black people, we like to be left alone. And it's not like white people like if I'm not doing anything wrong, leave me alone. That's black people in general. White people was just like, but white people hate that too. But people will actually leave them the fuck alone. It's like, I'm not doing anything, officer. Leave me the fuck alone. They're like, what are you over here for? But you know, when a black person is like, bro, I'm not doing anything. It's like this shit that was bad about Eric Garner, because everybody's like, he was selling cigarettes. No, he wasn't. He was breaking up a fight. And like the cops was just fucking with him. He was just like, yo, stop fucking with me. I'm not doing anything. Every time you see me fucking with me, I'm tired of this shit. Then they fucking killed the man. I tell people all the time, like, people don't remember that because the original video is not up no more. But I tell people, the guy that was recording, he was like, this man, the cops came, started fucking with this man, and he was just breaking up a fight. And there was another video on the inside, because they had an inside view, and it was like, this man was breaking up a fight. So, I don't know how it went from him breaking up a fight to him selling cigarettes. To me, I never understood that. That's a random take, but that's the one that's always going to be on my mind the most. And I want everybody, if I ever, like I said, this channel ever blows up to a point where I can just talk about that, because I really want to talk about that. How the fuck did it get to a point where a man was just breaking up to a fight when we talk about he was selling loose cigarettes? But that's another thing. But in conclusion, because I know I don't went on the tangent, this shit is not going to work. I don't think this shit is going to work, and it's going to cause more of a ruckus. And I feel like Donald Trump is trying to cause ruckus in some of these neighborhoods, especially Baltimore. I don't know what's going to happen in Baltimore, but you know, the National Guard is out there in DC. So I do want people to be careful. And I don't want you to like, the worst thing you would do is just like, you know, get into their face for no fucking reason. I saw a woman that was just like, we should unalive some of these cops, get your guns and unalive. I said that's the most irresponsible shit you could tell. Because if you're not about that life, first of all, if you're not about that life, don't put people out there. Because I would never. I'm for guns. Don't get me wrong. I'm for having guns for protection. For protection. I feel like black people, we should arm ourselves up for protection. Not to go around unaliving cops. I will tell you to get a gun, but for protection. But not for unaliving cops. And that was a black woman. I was disappointed in her because we're just like, you're sending our peoples out there to get killed by the fucking cops. It's like, that's not going to solve anything. That's going to push, if anything, that's going to tell him to put more people in the fucking hood. Which is like, I want someone to get to the girls that get to a fucking head. That's the dumbest shit you could ever fucking say to people. Alright? Okay, talk about black men, you need to go get your guns and start. And then she's like having this gun motion. I said, bitch, that's the stupidest shit that to me, I'd have cursed her the fuck out. I'd have been like, bitch, that's the dumbest shit you ever do. You want to put our niggas in trouble? Are you going to go out there and get your gun and shoot these motherfucking cops? You can go do that, but I'm not going to do that. And I don't want none of my people doing that. That's dumb as fuck. But that's just like, look, I just want y'all to be safe out there, especially like in DC, because this is just year one. We still got 3 more years to go with this man, and Lord knows how this is gonna go. But let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel about the over policing? And sorry for the random tangent, but I brought it back. But let me know how y'all feel today. My name is Skittle Fly.